Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Whip and Chat podcast where we talk about everything entrepreneurship, the highs, the lows, the in between. On this podcast, we don't gatekeep, we talk about it real and raw, the way it is, right? And I'm your host, Shifumi Dada. So if today is your first time on this channel, you are welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, you are also welcome. And don't forget to subscribe right now and ensure to on your notification so that you can get notified every time we upload a new episode. And also don't forget to like this episode. It helps us to get it in the faces of those who need to watch it, right? On today's episode, we are discussing something very interesting and I can't wait for us to dive right into it. Last episode, we spoke about how to set goals, smart goals, and how to be able to achieve your goals, especially for people who want to achieve so much in this last quarter. And from that last episode, I received quite a number of feedback from people telling me that, Shifumi, I started this year with these smart goals. I started this year very motivated, but life happened and it's been difficult to bounce back. It's been difficult to, be able to get myself together and, set goals again and be able to run with the goals that I've set. And and that's why we are doing this episode. I want to tell you that you are not alone. I've also been in that situation before where I've set goals and life happened. I remember there was a time I set goals and, I felt sick. Seriously sick, and for months I have to be away from work just to ensure that I get my health back, right? So I understand how the intensity of the energy needed to be able to bounce back, and that is why I'm very, very excited about the topic we are treating today. So today we'll be talking about when your goals fail, bouncing back stronger. Before we talk about bouncing back stronger, I want us to break down some of the reasons why goals fail. And the number one thing that we'll be talking about is unclear or unrealistic expectations. If your goal is too vague, if you set something that is nearly impossible, then you are setting yourself up for failure. So most of the time, people set goals, but they are not clear about what the expectation is. They set goals that are not realistic, right? And because of that, they are not able to achieve it at the end of the day, and they become so demoralized to the point that, it's not difficult for them to be able to bounce back again. So then the second thing is lack of discipline or motivation. See, let's be honest with ourselves. We are not always motivated to do the things that we need to do. But discipline is what helps us to be able to do what we need to do even when we don't feel like doing it. And this is what sets apart high achievers from those who are not high achievers, right? So not having, set of habits that you have to put in place that keeps you in check, that keeps you disciplined in order to be able to achieve your goal is one of the reasons why people's goal fail. Then the next thing is unexpected challenges. Life happens. Situation arises that are not pre-planned. I spoke the other time about health challenges. Sometimes you set all the goals, you set all the ways to be disciplined. You are even looking for means to motivate yourself and all that to ensure that you achieve your goals. But sometimes you see people just fall sick, or you see some people, something just has to happen, a change in government's policy and things like that has crumbled some people's entire business, right? So unexpected challenges comes up sometimes and it causes people's goals to fail. Then the next one is failure to track progress. See, this one is a big deal. If you do not set your goals the right way, if you are not putting measures in place to be able to track your progress, you won't even be able to know when you've achieved so much. And it brings about ingratitude and most of the time injustice to yourself. Because most of the time you've pushed yourself to do a lot. You've achieved a lot. But because you are not taking some steps back to be able to sit down and track your progress and ask yourself, what have I achieved? What have I not achieved? Because of that, you are not seeing the big deals that you've done. And most of the time, people fall into this mistake, they fall into this error because they only think that progress is synonymous to having more money. And most of the time, progress is not always equal to more money. There are some seasons in your life that you are doing so much, but the direct impact in that season is not more money. And if you are not careful to sit down and track that progress and give yourself the credits that you deserve in that season, you'll be so demotivated and demoralized that you feel like you've not achieved anything. So I need you to sit down right now and look at some of those points that I've mentioned and see, okay, which one are responsible for some of the reasons why I feel like I've not achieved, or why I feel like my goals are failed, or why I'm feeling so demotivated. And it will be a pointer to be able to open you up on how to bounce back stronger. So now that we've spoken about some of the reasons why goals fail, I want us to talk about how to turn the setback around into a stepping stone. And the first thing you need to do is to assess and reflect. I need to take a step back and assess why this goal failed, and assess why it seems as if you didn't make progress. Reflect, what are the factors responsible for it? Are they internal? Are they my lack of discipline? Are they things that are external? I need to take a step back. I need you to sit down and call yourself to a meeting and ask yourself these important questions. Number one, what exactly went wrong? I don't want you to run away from this question. Ask yourself that question. What exactly went wrong? Did I mismanage funds? Was it something external? Did I lack discipline? Ask yourself that question. Then number two, was my goal realistic? I need you to sit down and ask yourself, within the capacity of how much I've built myself and how much strength that I have and how much scope I've seen, this goal that I set, was it realistic, or was I going too much all out without looking at my capacity or capability? Without looking at my capacity, I need you to sit down and ask yourself. Then the third thing under assess and reflect is, were the factors outside of my control? We spoke the other time, there are some things that causes goals to fail that are internal, while some are external. So I need you to sit down and ask yourself these questions. Very, very important. Reflection is the first step to learning and growing. So for anyone to go far in life, for anyone to be an high achiever, they must make reflection and habit, asking themselves questions, calling themselves into a meeting where they can tell themselves the truth. Then the second thing is to reframe the failure. See, most of the time, the problem is just a mindset. And for you to see a solution, you just need a mindset shift. So I need you to reframe the failure. Failure is just a feedback. Instead of saying to yourself that I failed, try saying to yourself that I learned something valuable. Because in everything that you feel like is a setback, there is always a lesson to be learned in that season. There's always a blessing in what you feel like is a problem. So I need you to reassess the failure. I need you to reframe it. And I need you to speak more kindly to yourself. I need you to look back at it and look at it. What are the lessons that this season has taught me? What are the lessons that, are in this seeming failure that I've just experienced? This is very, very important. And then you should ask yourself, what are the way forward? And this will lead me to the next point, which is adjust and pivot. See, maybe your timeline was too short, or your strategy wasn't working. And instead of quitting altogether, adjust it. Look at a better way to do it. Look at a better way out of the situation. Look at another way of doing it. Imagine if Thomas Edison stopped, at the 50th time, not knowing that he has so many times of failures ahead of himself before he actually achieved success. Imagine if he had stopped at that point, his name would not be in the annals of history right now. But because he kept looking at every failure, every setback as a lesson learned, in order for him to be able to move forward, his name is now in history, even years after he has exited this world. So The same thing for you. I need you to adjust, the way you've done it before. See the lesson in the failure and pivot. Look for a better way, to do it, a better way to achieve your goal. Then the next thing is seek support. This is actually very, very important. You don't have to figure it all out alone. If you're in business, get a mentor. That is why people are there for you. Get a mentor. Speak with people that have walked the step before you. The route that you are plowing right now is not a new route. See, the truth is that the road that you are walking, the challenges you are facing right now, you are not the first person to face that challenge. But imagine how sweet it will be if you are able to see someone who has faced that exact challenge in time past and they've been able to get out of it. And this is the place of mentorship. They'll be able to guide you and tell you that, okay, this is the way to do it, this is the way not to do it. So please seek support. Being in a supportive community also helps. Be in a community of fellow entrepreneurs, fellow people in your career, if you're a career person, fellow students, if you're a student, is also very, very important. It makes the journey less lonely. It makes it very easy for you. Imagine a student that is crying because they failed the course, right? If that type of student is in a community of other students, well, not the dullards, the bright students, they'll be able to tell him, of one case or the other where they've also failed a time pass and they'll be able to become better, right? So this is very important. It serves as a means of encouragement. So look for a trusted community and join yourself to them. Then even talking to a friend who understands is very important, and that is why you don't want to walk the journey of life alone. You want to ensure that you build an ecosystem of like-minded people around you, mentors, spiritual leaders like your pastor, church members, trusted friends, trusted career, people that you're in the same career, that you can talk together, share the burdens together, and makes the journey less stressful for you. So your goals does not have to be abandoned. You just need a new approach. Now that we've spoken about how to bounce back, I want us to talk about how to stay motivated. And I have a couple of points here to share with you. And the first one is to adopt a mindset of perseverance. The truth is, every successful entrepreneur or every successful career person has faced not just one setback before, several setbacks. And this, brings me to one of the most interesting series that we treated in my church this year, which is climbers and whalers. The truth is that a whaler will see challenges and they will start crying and start seeing that as the reason why they don't have to move forward. But a climber will see challenges and they will say to themselves that I'm going to persevere and I'm going to overcome this challenge. It's called perseverance because it does not come without its own pain. There are pains attached to it. But the ability to be able to say to yourself that despite this pain, despite the way I'm feeling, I am going to cross this hurdle. I am going to get over this mountain. You need that same mindset. You need to also have that mindset of perseverance. And this is one of the major attributes of an high achiever, of successful business people. Then the next thing is find new motivation. If you are feeling burnt out, take a short break. If you are feeling burnt out, it's okay to take a short break. It's okay to take a breather. Watch inspiring success story. This inspires a lot. In fact, I do this a lot of time. If I'm feeling burnt out in any aspect of my life, one of the things you see me doing on YouTube or online is to look for stories of people that have also gone through that and they've come out, come out of the situation, right, with victory, not people that failed. I look for people with testimonies of getting out of that situation. So watch inspiring success story. It really helps a lot. Then, of course, you can read books, listen to podcasts like you're doing right now. Listen to people's success story. It will go a long way to help you. Then you also need to surround yourself with people who can encourage you. See, some of you need to do a friendship audit. You see that I'm very, very big on friendship on this podcast. Some of you need to do a friendship audit. It is not everybody. See, some people are fire extinguishers. They will kill your fire. That is what they are there to do. While some people are fire lighters. So you need to recognize the people in your circle, and in the seasons when you are feeling down, look for your fire lighters. Look for those people that speaks life into you. Look for those people that motivate you. Look for those people that speaks to who you truly are and speaks to what your future looks like. Don't look for the people that demoralizes you. Don't go around people that abuses you with their word. But look for people that can motivate you. You really need this on this journey. Then the next thing is for you to celebrate small wins, and this is very important. Instead of waiting till you achieve everything, there are times I tell myself that, okay, if you can achieve this thing by the end of the week, I will get you your favorite bowl of parfait. I love parfait a lot. So I'm just saying that to myself that, okay, if you can achieve this thing within this week, I'm going to get you your favorite bowl of parfait. And as little as that to be, of course, it's still my money, right? But as little as that could be, there's just a way that, it spurs me to want to do those things. And by the time, I achieve it and I get myself that bowl of parfait, as I sit down to enjoy it, there's just, these positive hormones that is generating me. That's okay, I'm celebrating this moment. You don't need to wait till when all the big picture, when it, comes together. But even as they are making progress, little here, little there, pause and celebrate it. It doesn't have to be something very big. It doesn't have to be you going out of your way, spending all the money. No. But, little things that just keeps you motivated, that just makes you happy. It's okay to do them, here and there. So at the end of the day, failure is part of the journey as an entrepreneur. Having challenges is part of the journey, and the earlier you have the right mindset towards some of this failure, the earlier you are able to reframe failure and not see failure as failure, but seeing failure as a lesson, as a curveball, as a lesson to be learned in your journey, the better for you. So if you are watching me today, I need you to sit down and reflect on some of these points that have been raised and write them down. Be honest with yourself. Take the lessons, look for new ways to move forward, and take action, right? Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode, and I will be looking forward to see you in the next one. If you have any question, don't forget to drop them in the comment section. I'll be more than glad to, attend to them and answer them. And I would really love your feedbacks. Please keep them coming in, right? Don't also forget to subscribe, like, so that we can get this video in the faces of people that needs to watch them. And if there's any episode that you've missed in time past, don't forget to check back, check the channel to feed yourself on those other episodes, right? Thank you so much. See you in the next episode. Bye.